Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Brian from Combat Motivation, here to give my prediction and preview tomorrow's UFC. Jose Aldo versus Max Holloway should be an exciting card. There's a few other matchups on the card as well that I'll go ahead and get into today and get my predictions for as well. But let's just hop right into the main event. We have Jose Aldo versus Max Holloway. Golly. This is definitely one of the matches of the year. You have the featherweight champion versus the interim featherweight champion. One guy's probably the greatest featherweight of all time. The other guy is on probably the greatest streak in featherweight history. So Max Holloway right now is on a 10-fight win streak. It's been a great time. It's been a great ride really watching Max come up. You know, we seen him coming to the UFC. I think he was like 19 or 20 or something like that when he first came in. Still a little raw, always brought it, always a good fight. Always a good fight. He's definitely probably in my top 5 favorite fighters to watch because he brings it every time. And he gets better every time we see him. Then on the other end, we have the legend, Jose Aldo. There's not much more you can say about Jose. Jose is the man. And probably coming off his best performance of his career, that the second Frankie fight that he just came out of. I've never seen him look better. He was definitely a lot lighter. He was in great shape, and he looked just as quick as ever. And the Frankie that he fought was the Frankie that nobody wanted to see. Nobody wanted any parts of that Frankie. I wasn't even sure how Jose was going to be able to deal with that Frankie. Even though I've seen Jose beat Frankie before, this was a whole different Frankie Edgar. And I wasn't sure how Jose was going to deal with that, especially coming off of that loss against Conor. But man, he showed up and he showed out for sure. For sure. For sure. So for tomorrow night's fight, it's going to be an interesting one. It's definitely going to be an interesting fight. This is one of those fights, it's a pick'em fight because it can go either way. And it's taken me all the way to the last second to really decide which way I wanted to lean with this fight. I've been going back and forth. I'm rolling with Jose for this one. Reason being is I think tomorrow night, and kind of look for this, I think Jose is going to really exploit what he does well and what Max is kind of susceptible to, and that's a good counter striker. Max tends to start off the fight a little bit slower if there is what you would call a slow pace for Max because he's bringing it all the time, but he tends to start off getting a little bit slower, finding his range, finding his rhythm, and seeing what the other guy brings, while Jose is notoriously a fast starter. Where Jose's weakness has been pretty much throughout his career, if he's had any weaknesses, was really slowing down in the later rounds, more specifically the 5th round. But in his last fight against Frankie, he didn't show any signs of that. It looked like he fixed that completely because if there's anybody you're going to slow down against, and even Jose slowed down a bit the first time they fought, and if there's anybody you're going to slow down against, it's Frankie Edgar, and he didn't slow down at all. So I think Jose is going to jump out and get a quick lead in this one. And what I want you guys to look for is Jose taking his little steps back and then countering Max on the way in. And I think that's going to cause Max a lot of troubles because what Max is going to want to do is Max likes to assert his dominance even within his slow start. When he does throw, he's trying to land with intentions. But the problem is when Max commits to those shots, he leaves his chin out there. And Jose is great with angles and great with counters. And I think we're going to see Jose land some straight rights in the first round that's going to get Max's attention. And I think with that, it's just going to draw more confidence for Jose. Also, the little things about this fight is I think that really kind of play in the Jose favor is, one, it's in Brazil. Jose does really well with Brazil. And the build-up has been more Jose style. It's been a quiet, calm build-up, no extra pressure. He can go in there and really just do his thing. So I think with Jose landing those quick counters early, and I think we're going to see a speed differential between the two. I think we're going to see that Jose is a lot quicker and a lot sharper with his shots than Max. But I think Max is going to make it competitive. I think in rounds 4 and 5, I think Max may even win round 5. Might even win round 4. I'm not too sure. I have Jose winning this fight 4 rounds to 1, maybe 3 rounds to 2. But I have Jose winning this one by decision based on those counters, and watch the speed differential between the two, and watch the angles. Watch Jose kind of angle off to his left. When Max is committing that straight right, watch the angles that Jose kind of goes towards his left. And I think it's going to be another masterpiece performance by Aldo. Um, yeah, but if Max is to win this fight, he's going to do so by pressure. I think if he does win this fight, and no, this isn't my cop out prediction or anything like that, but it is on my mind. If Max does win this fight, we'll know by the second round. We'll know by the second round because by the second round, Max is going to be landing shots and he's going to be moving forward and he's going to be putting tremendous pressure on Jose. So much pressure that Jose won't be able to tolerate it. If Max wins this fight, he's going to win by knockout in the fourth, but I have Jose winning by decision. So what you guys can hold me to is Jose by decision, but if Max does win this fight, he's winning TKO fourth round pressure, and he's going to be landing. He'll be landing that straight left, straight right, and it'll be a little bit too much range for Jose to deal with because Max can take the shot. Jose is not knocking out Max. No one's knocking out Max. Period. So if he could take what Jose's won the dish and apply that 1-2, then that's Max's keys to victory. But Jose's winning this fight. Decision. For the co-main event, which is going to be a great co-main event, we got Claudia Godeja versus Carolina Kovalkiewicz. Sorry if I'm butchering that. That's going to be a great co-main event. We have the number 1 and number 2 ranked strawweight females in the UFC. Both very good fighters. Claudia is winning this thing by decision, though. Carolina asked for this fight, but I think Carolina is biting off a little bit more than she can chew. I don't know if her takedown defense is going to be ready for what Claudia is going to bring. If so, big props to her. I don't know if she's had the time to really correct it. Claudia is a beast. And I think one thing that's going to surprise Carolina as well is how good Claudia's stand-up is. Claudia has a great jab, a good straight right. Now, is it going to be enough to compete with Carolina on the feet or actually win a round on the feet? No. Carolina should win on the feet. But Carolina as well is another slow starter, and she is susceptible to being hit. And I think Claudia is going to exploit that with the jab, especially Carolina is going to be thinking, is Claudia coming to take me down? Is Claudia coming to take me down? So with that in the back of her mind and the fact that I think Claudia will take her down in a 3-round fight, Claudia is a pit bull. She's not going to stop. She's going to get takedowns. Claudia is winning this thing by decision. Another great matchup on the card. We got Vitor Belfort versus Nate Marquardt. It was a good fight 5 years ago. It's a great fight today. Both men are at the exact same point in their career. Both men are still good strikers. They've just aged and deteriorated a little bit, but I mean, we're still in for an exciting fight. This one's not going past the halfway mark of 2. I wouldn't be surprised to see this one end in the first round. Vitor Belfort's going to knock him out. If anything, if Nate puts on a gutsy performance, which he's more than capable of doing, he can get it to the second round, midway out the second round. But look for Vitor in classic barrage fashion in his last fight in the UFC. I believe he's going to Japan after this. It's been a pleasure seeing him in the UFC. Look forward to what he can do over in Japan as well after the UFC. Sleeper match of the night, definitely Rafael Santiago versus Marlon Moraes. Marlon Moraes is making his debut from World Series of Fighting. The winner of that match, to me, is only one fight away from a title shot. They'll probably be more than likely be facing the winner of Jimmy Rivera versus Thomas Almeida. I think Jimmy Rivera is going to win that fight. So I see the winner of this fight fighting Jimmy Rivera. The winner of that fight is getting a title shot. If I have to make a pick, I'm going with a Sun Tzu. The guy probably should have already been in a title fight. He lost a very, very, very close decision to TJ Dillashaw. Nothing to hang your head about. TJ Dillashaw is the man. TJ Dillashaw can beat anyone, and it's just as simple as that. Rafael lost a very close decision to him. I think Rafael wins tomorrow. I'm going with decision on that one. If Marlon wins this fight, if Marlon wins this fight tomorrow, you might be looking at your next champion, especially if he can knock out a Sun Tzu, which I don't think that he can. But if he does, you're probably looking at the next champion. But I got Rafael Sun Tzu. So those are my picks for tomorrow. Love to know what you guys think. Drop a comment. Please like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. Many more to come. Thanks for listening. I'm out.